Hi friends, it's Becky, and the beads were good again this week. This is my weekly wrap-up and chat where I talk about what I made this week, how things are going, what my plans are for the next week, and just anything that I feel like talking about. So sometimes my weeks have more tutorials than others. Some of my weeks are more unboxings than others, and this was kind of an unboxing heavy week, but I did make a few things, and we'll take a look at those down on my mat, and then we'll switch back up here to the face cam and I will try them on for you. And here are the things that I made this week on my bead mat, so you can see them a little bit closer. One of them is this necklace that I made with the Deb Floros curated Sam's bead box with all of these citrusy colors and shapes, and I love it. And then I added this, I think this is the Sunset Pearlesque chain. It was in the pop-up shop in one of the curated sets that he did for the Tucson show. But I used some silver silk to go with it because it was just perfect with this. And then I made a necklace using my Gemstone Orphanage gemstone. This was Brigitte. And then I did some color blocking with these gemstones and these crystal beads, and all of them together give you this really great gradient effect. And I just repeated that gradient effect all the way back up along the top of that. And then the last one that I did a tutorial for is this one, and it is using some beads from the Stay Golden Jessie James Beads Magical Mystery Bead Box. I put them all together, and then I strung them on this 3-needle chain. It's a silver silk product, and I also showed you how to connect that with these little clamshells, the culottes, to another silver silk product, which is this forest capture chain. And so this one is a longer necklace so that I can wear it over my head and maybe even have it layered with some of the other ones. And so I'll show you how long it looks on me in a minute when we flip back up to face. And then this one I didn't have a tutorial for. This is one that I made after watching the little live video that Cassandra and Danielle Wicks did earlier this week, where they were working with Cassandra's curated collections from Beads to Live By, and that's this month's curated collection and some of the check glass in the check glass bundle that I put together, because during that video Danielle was showing a way to do herringbone with like odd size beads, and it gives a really cool chevron-y look. But she also shared a pattern that she had written earlier using these different size seed beads in a herringbone pattern like that, just as a bracelet. Super easy, super quick, and I wanted a quick and easy project, and like it's got a really big impact. I am in love with this. So I actually have I've planned out more of it to be able to make today, using last month's curated collections as well, and some of the check glass that I got with that. So I've got this all set up to make a little bit later. Just the same kind of bracelet because it is such a quick, easy, and relaxing kind of project to do. I was really pleased with it. I'll put a link to Danielle's site and to that pattern in the descriptions below, as well as links to the tutorials that I made with these. And there will be a link to the live with Cassandra and Danielle as well, if you wanted to watch that. So let's switch back up to face, and I'll put these on for you. Alright, so let's take a look at what these things look like on. So the first one was the one that I made with the Deb Floros designed or curated Sam's bead box. It's a little bit on the long side, but that's fine. It's kind of hanging out here with this. I thought this top was going to go great with the colors that I did this week, where I've got some greens, we've got some reds, we've got some oranges. And so, you know, here we go. I didn't do a lot of earrings this week, but that's all right because there are some weeks when it's like nothing but earrings. You've been here long enough, you've seen it, you know it. But yeah, I love it. I did a lot with silver silk this week. It's just been one of those really fun things that I sometimes I'll pull it out and I'm like, oh, I can make this, and I can make this, and I can make this. which happened. But then I have this one. This is so pretty. This is one of my favorite things that I made, like ever. And it was from the Gemstone Orphanage September box, and it is just so beautiful. It is all of these greens, and there's the dark greens and the light greens, and all of these colors in here, they're echoed in here in the gemstone, and it was simple, it was easy, but it makes a big impact, and I love that. And it's got some sparkle, which is like one of my favorite things. I love sparkle. But yeah, again, it goes with the top. So it's almost like I had a color theme this week, and those colors were greens and oranges and yellows. If I can get my clasp undone, there we go. You know how things go. And let's put on our last one. This one was supposed to be like hippie chick vibes with the long tassels and the rose and the beads, but also the long, long, long piece of silver silk that everything is hanging from. Let me stand up just a little bit so you can see it hangs very long. I want to use it as a layering piece so I can layer other necklaces with it. Like maybe this one. Let's see. I bet they'll go-ish. Little hippie chickie, maybe. I don't know. Let's put this one on too. Why not? I don't know that they'll all go with each other, but there you go. I look like an art teacher. Anyway, I think it's not a derogatory statement, I don't think, to look like an art teacher. I've had a lot of art teachers that I absolutely adored, especially for their fantastic senses of style. Let me get these guys taken off real quick and put on that bracelet that I made from Danielle Wick's thing. And like I'm making another one. Obviously that's going to be my project tonight when I need to do some unwinding. It was so quick, so easy, and it works so well. Thank you, Danielle, for sharing that. So that's what we've got there. Another thing that I have been doing and working on is I posted a video earlier this morning, or was it this morning? Early afternoon, something like that, where I did just some basics of some wire working for beaded chains, because September is when I do my little personal challenge. It's a personal challenge to me to make at least 2 beaded chain necklaces a week for the month of September. And if you want to join me, you set your own challenge. If 1 beaded chain necklace a week is what you can fit into your schedule, absolutely do it. If just doing 1 beaded chain necklace for the entire month because you're new to beading or you're new to wire working and that's enough of a challenge for you to step out of your comfort zone, do that. There's no prizes. What you get is a sense of satisfaction, the completion of a challenge. And if you keep at it, if you do several of these necklaces and you keep practicing, you gain a skill. And that's one of the things that I got out of it when I did it last month, because if you see, I'm going to link the playlist down in the description. Last year's challenge, my links weren't that great at the beginning of it, but the more I did, the more I practiced, the more I got better at it. By the end of the month, they were like so much better, looking so much more professional. And so use it as a way to give yourself room to practice, because like if you don't practice a new skill, sometimes you'll lose it. Like if you want to get higher than second to last chair in your 7th grade orchestra, but your family complains every time you pick up your violin at home so you don't get to practice there, and you're bussed so you can't practice at school, you're never gonna get past second to last chair. And so yeah, yes, I still have trauma from that. Anyway, but that's my plans. We're gonna be doing some beaded chain necklaces. We're gonna be doing some fun things. Like I might do some chains that don't have anything to do with wire, like these ones that I made with these bead woven links. It was super fun to make. And I'll put the tutorial for that in the description as well. But that was one that I made was that a month ago? It might have been a month ago. I don't know. But, you know, I'm going to have some things where little challenges within a challenge for me to do something different, to do something interesting. I'm going to do some beaded links that contain like silver silk pipe chain. I already have a plan for it. I've already been playing around with it. That's one of those things that, like, it's different. It's not just beads. It's going to be some other components, other things that make up those links. So I know this was a very quick recap. I don't have like a ton of philosophy stuff that's going on in my head, except that practice actually does help you get better at something. And you know what? Also, there's this cartoon that I used to enjoy watching with my kids, Adventure Time, and one of the characters in that was complaining about not being good at something. He said, "Oh, I'm terrible at this," or I suck at this. And his friend, who was a dog, said, "That's great. Sucking at something is the first step to being kind of good at something." So if you try making beaded links with some craft wire and you're like, "I'm terrible at this. I'm not good at this." Okay, good. That's your first step to getting better at it, is to not be great at it first, because that happens to me. I will try something, I'm like, "Well, I'm not great at this. Let's keep trying. Let's get better at it." I didn't used to be that way. When I was a kid, if I wasn't immediately good at something, I would give up like right away. Because there were enough things that I was immediately good at, that I was like, I'll just do one of those things instead. And my life has gotten so much more fuller. I've had so much more fun by challenging myself to learn something when I'm not good at something at the beginning of it, to get better at it, to not just be like, "Well, I guess I'm not good at that. I'll just do something else instead." So I have a lot of fun learning new things, being terrible at something, and then getting better. That's what happened with axe throwing. Like, I was terrible at axe throwing for several years, and like I finally got good at it maybe last year, and like several years I just went because it was fun to throw sharp objects and hang out with cool people, and then suddenly I got good at it. But it happened after a long time of me not being so good at it, and I kept trying and I kept working at it. And you know, some things might take you a little longer. Some things you might be better at right away, because the wonderful and terrible thing about human beings is that we are all so different. And I love that. Thank you for being different, just like me. Thank you for watching my channel. And again, if you want to participate in the Beaded Chain Challenge, choose which challenge you want to do. Come along with me. I'm going to be showing what I make during my wrap-ups. I'm going to be doing other beading things too. So there'll be earring videos, there will be bracelet videos, there will be some bead weaving videos as well. But there will also be beaded chains, because that's what I'm doing for September. Anyway, hope you all have a fantastic, fantastic weekend. It is Labor Day weekend here, so I'm going to be doing some stuff tomorrow here on this channel instead of going to work, and it's going to be really fun. I hope you are having a safe and fun time, and I'll talk with you later. Happy beading!